Does Kenya prefer cafe house meeting rather than ICJ court?
Does Kenya prefer?
Cafe house meeting, having a side meeting with Somalia rather than international court?
Oh no, Kenya does not prefer a coffee house meeting. Kenya has urged Somali to have a structured negotiation of a maritime boundary based on the circumstances of this case, which we are saying there are many issues that Kenya and Somalia have put on the table. We have put them forward this afternoon, and we would like to sit down properly, not and take all the issues that are before this court, or that are serious for this dispute.
We've also heard from Kenyan side, and Al-Shabaab is in the sea. Is Kenya using scaremongering tactics again to bring this great court to links with Al-Shabaab?
No, no. What we are saying as Kenya is we are saying there are issues that are there to be considered in the negotiations between two friendly countries. And these are issues of security, issues of shared resources, and other issues of even bilateral relations with Kenya. This is not the only issue that Kenya and Somalia are dealing with. These are two friendly countries, neighboring countries, that have a lot to do together in terms of development, in terms of other issues, resources that are shared. And so a maritime boundary is not really, though it is not agreed, it is something that we can sit and structure a discussion on. However, we need to consider all the other issues. So we are not scaremongering.
I see.
Yes.
The other point, and also Kenya raised very well, and very articulated, I have to say, that the Kenyan Navy is patrolling the Somalian Sea, and Somalia hasn't got the capacity and to oversee their seas. I mean, that's a good point. But on the other side, you are an ambassador, you understand. UN has appointed as Kenya as a part of AMISOM to oversee the Somali safety of the sea.
Yes.
The same country who have been appointed by the international community to look after Somalia is now claiming to take part of Somali Sea. Is that kind of hypocrite, if you like?
If you put it that way. But let me say this, as Kenya, Kenya is part of AMISOM. And AMISOM is the one taking, patrolling the waters and helping maintain security in the disputed waters. And this did not just happen. There were serious issues of security. There were problems that came up, and that is why there was a reason for AMISOM to be structured and to be put there. But you do remember that AMISOM was not there even when we started the negotiations. AMISOM came there just the other day. So Kenya was there and patrolling those waters and ensuring that really we have some security in the region. You remember there was a big
Kenya is a historic friend to Somalia, but is it fair to say the vulnerability and the civil war in Somalia, Kenya is being greedy now and taking advantage of vulnerability of Somalia?
No, I would say no. Kenya is really being a friend of Somalia, and Kenya is requesting Somalia as two good friends. Let us sit down, let us discuss this border. We are ready, we were ready that time, and we are ready now.
My final question, and there are talks behind the scene within the Somalia. If God forbid Kenya wins this case, Somalia will totally bankrupt. As a result of that, the Meru region will suffer a great deal. What would you say to people at Meru, because Jubilee government is taking this initiative now, and it will have a dire consequence on people of Meru?
No, the people of Meru have traded on Khat, Mira for a long time with Somalia. Wherever there has been an issue, the two countries have settled that issue, and recently there was, and our president and the president of Somali settled that issue, and Mira is now going into Somali, and trade is happening. Most of the beneficiaries of the trade in Mira and Khat are not only the Meru people, the Somali people.
But is it also fair to say, because as a result of and the trade being back, Somali Khat users are funding the case of Kenya?
Funding?
The case, because of the money Kenya gets from the cut uses.
No. Kenya is, as a good neighbor, working on this dispute settlement, and it is not true. Let me say it is not true, and to the best of my knowledge, I am not sure of anyone funding that.
taasina waxay ahayd ambaasadooradda u fadhida wadanka Kenya and wadanka kan Netherlands oo ku jirtay ergada dacwada uga qayb galaysay wadankan and Kenya u matalaysay dabcan su'aalaha aan weydiiyay waxa kamid ahaa Kenya iyada ayaa loo igmaday inay badda Soomaaliya ilaaliso iyadoo Amison kamida maantana waxay ku dooday Soomaaliya annaga badda u ilaalinay ma balaha ciidan u ilaaliso su'aashii aan weydiiyay waxay ahayd Kenya waxa loo igmaday inay badda ilaalisay ma idinkii leedin igmaday baa dhacaya badda Soomaaliyeed shabti jawaab fiican kama helin waxaan kala weydiiyay Kenya waxay jeceshahay inay luuq cafe house meeting waa sida maxkamadda lagu eedeeyay Soomaalida dacwadeeda la soo dhigay inay cafe house meeting oo meel yar shaah la cabto xildhibaanada iyo wasiirada Soomaaliyeed maxay ku diidaysaa maxkamaddan weyn ee caalamiga ah la aqoonsan yahay taasna runtii su'aal satisfactory ama aan ku qanco imaysan siin waxaanu kala weydiinay haddii ay Kenya ay ku guulaysato keeskan ilaahay kama dhige soo ma ogid baan inay saameyn weyn ku yeelan doonto gobolka Meru oo qaadka gabigiisa la joojin karo arintaasna ujeedada loo su'aasha loo diyaariyay waxay ahayd Kenya dhexdeeda runtii in la fahamsiiyo Jubilee governmentiga hadda haysta ayaa khaladkan iska leh su'aashii kale oo aan weydiiyay waxay ahayd Kenya waxay soo hadal qaaday maxkamadda gudaheeda inay badda ay iyadu kontrolsho oo ay ka ilaaliso al-shabaab sababtaas awgeed ay badda u joogaan su'aasha halkaas anoo ka duulayaan su'aal weydiiyo waxaan ku yiri idinku al-shabaab ma waxaad ka dhigateen arrin aad wax walba oo aad ku doodaysaan aad dad ku bajisaan oo reer galbeedka ku beer la xawsataan Abu Karcawaale Somali Cable Hague Netherlands